When you go on national television and you calling the president of the United States out of his name and you're being all disrespectful, as a representative in this country, do you believe the citizens of Texas sent you there to do that? They don't like him either. I'm talking about those who voted for her in all likelihood. But because he is who he is and he is in that position, they expect you to go to Capitol Hill and figure out a way to maneuver yourself through that terrain to work in a fashion that's going to facilitate getting things done on behalf of your constituents. That's your job.
It's not a matter of who's impacted worse. We're impacted differently. We sit at the intersection of being Black and being women. And so when men are frustrated with this system, it feels like they fight us.
Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. Warriors, I want to talk about this whole thing with Stephen A. Smith. He made some comments about, he was actually critiquing Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. And you know, she's a demon rat. And you know, Black community, the Black liberals, the Blackity Blacks, the ones that mean you're supposed to take up for the Black person no matter what. And how dare you critique a Black woman? Oh, they came out. That's what I'll be talking about today on Chat With Me, Linda B. All right, Warriors, you know what to do. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps my videos go out farther into YouTube. Comment, share, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Select all notifications. Stick around to the end. Let's go. All right, so I've been wanting to do this video concerning Stephen A. Smith for a little while, past couple of days. And I was like, I'm just going to talk about this because it got my attention because I don't like how some Black liberals feel like you can't say anything about another Black person. Actually, it doesn't matter the ethnicity of the person doing the critiquing, the fact that they are critiquing or maybe have something not so favorable to say about another Black person, especially if it is a Black woman. I'm going to tell you, these coon Negroes come out, but I'm saying that because what makes us think we are above reproach? What makes us think we are above being critiqued? What makes us think that? We're people just like everybody else. So when someone has a legitimate critique, Stephen A. Smith was trying to be helpful. Okay, I'm going to let you listen to this clip. I'm going to let you listen to it, and I'm going to talk about it. And then I got to talk about this podcast. It's called the Native Land Podcast. It's with the former gubernatorial candidates from the state of Florida, Andrew Gillum, Tiffany Cross, a journalist and political commentator, and Angela Rye. Okay, it's called the Native Land Podcast. And Tiffany Cross had some horrific things to say, but you already know the comments that Jasmine Crockett has made. So I don't really have to go over that as far as showing you a clip. I'll just talk about it a little bit. But I'm going to show you this with Stephen A. Smith. And this is what got some of the Blackity Blacks, the coons, the ones stuck on the demon rat Democrat plantation, tap dancing for massa, got them all upset and caught up in their feelings.
Let me tell you what gets me annoyed. And I hope Jasmine Crockett is listening to this. By the way, she's welcome on the show. When you go on national television and you calling the president of the United States out of his name and you're being all disrespectful, as a representative in this country, do you believe the citizens of Texas sent you there to do that? They don't like him either. I'm talking about those who voted for her in all likelihood. But because he is who he is and he is in that position, they expect you to go to Capitol Hill and figure out a way to maneuver yourself through that terrain to work in a fashion that's going to facilitate getting things done on behalf of your constituents. That's your job. That's your job. Excuse my language on Sirius XM, but it ain't your job to say he ain't shit. He ain't worth a damn. That's not your job. Anybody can do that. You're supposed to be figuring out a way to get things done.
Amen to that. That was a legitimate critique. Okay, he did it in his typical Stephen A. Smith fashion, but that's how he talks about everything. He's passionate about it. We have to get things done. And I'm going to tell you something, Stephen A. Smith. I like you and all that, but you still want to make sure that you let everybody know that you did not vote for Donald Trump, that you voted for Kamala Harris. You say you voted for a Democrat, but you spend all of your time complaining about the Democrats. You don't spend that much time, not nearly as much time, complaining about the Republicans. So why would you continue? That's if you're doing it on the sneak anyway. Why would you continue voting for a party that you have this many problems with if you're still voting Democrat? That's what I meant when I say if you're still doing it on the sneak, meaning you probably like voting for the other party is what I meant to say anyway. But you don't want anybody to know because you want your paycheck to keep rolling in. And I just keep it 100% real on this channel because I voted for Donald J. Trump and he's doing what I want him to do. Okay. So I just want to talk about the fact that people come out of the woodworks, whether the person is Black, white, Asian, Latino, if they have a legitimate critique or maybe not so legitimate, it doesn't matter. The fact that we have the audacity to call out the behavior or something that a Black person is doing wrong, especially if it is a Black woman, people come out of the woodworks. And then they're calling for this man to be canceled. Y'all can go kick rocks. Stephen A. Smith makes $40 million a year. That's a major bread, okay? He doesn't care what you all think. Y'all don't even know. I sure as heck wouldn't care what you thought. And he responded to the backlash. I'm not going to play that for you. I'll just tell you what he said. He did not take back what he said, which I was very proud of. He was like, what's wrong with that? And he never called Jasmine Crockett out of her name. Jasmine Crockett is ghetto, disrespectful, isn't getting things done. And let me clarify something for you, Stephen A. She's a Democrat. She's not going to get anything done. That's what demon rats do. That's what I call people who are Democrat politicians. I call them demon rats. At the end, take out the C. Demon rats. They literally just talk a good game. They talk, they say they're going to do this. They have a crowd of people clapping behind them. They accuse the other side of racism. And every single Black Democrat, I want to make sure you know Democrat is really the problem, not the person's color, but the Democrats use Black people to do their dirty work because the Democrat Party is a party of slavery and they sent out their Negroes to do their dirty work. So they got your Jasmine Crockett's, your Hakeem Jeffries, the Dollar Store Obama, and others, Maxine Waters with her Mother Jefferson wig on. Yes, they send them out to do the dirty work so they don't get their hands dirty. It's like they're picking cotton in 2025, doing all the dirty work, doing nothing really, just mouthing off at the mouth, cussing. She even called the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, Governor Hot Wheels. The man is in a wheelchair. She knew what she was saying. She knew what she meant. She meant it. This woman is disrespectful. This is not how you get work done. She could care less about her constituents and these stupid women that are out here supporting her. She's not getting anything done. She's just acting ghetto. She's just wiggling her neck. And those long, overgrown what do you call those things? Tarantula eyelashes. We got to do better. We have got to do better as voters. Okay. All of that stuff that she is doing, just going against Trump and not using common sense to negotiate. President Trump is a deal maker. If she would come to him respectfully and just swallow her pride and stop acting so dumb, literally dumber than a bag of bricks. She's not dumb. I'm not saying she's dumb. She's behaving dumb. I just want to be clear. Putting on this ghetto shtick. You're better than that, Jasmine Crockett. but you are behaving in such a manner that is not helping anyone that you are representing. And you need to just get out of politics, because really you are a disgrace to me. And the behavior. To me, when people get into politics, they should be public servants and work for their constituents. People like her are just there to cause chaos and to drum up emotion in people and to get out there and yell in the streets, and to their low information voters, their low or no information voters. I'm going to say it, and a lot of liberals who come across this channel, this video, are probably going to get upset. But liberals of any ethnic group, I'm not limiting it to Black people, liberals, period, are low information voters. And sometimes I think some of them are not low information. They're just emotional, and they hate to admit that, when they're wrong. But he was right to say what he said about Jasmine Crockett. And I'm just sick and tired of people calling for somebody to be canceled because they don't have this group think mentality. You just go along with the crowd. Just go along to get along. You can't have your own mind. The Democrat Party is a cult. Cults don't want you to think for yourself. They want you to go along with the group think. You walk in lockstep. You do what the hell we say. How dare you have an opinion, a brain, a mind of your own? How dare you use critical thinking skills? I'm going to let you hear this podcast, the Native Land podcast, and they are responding to what Stephen A. Smith said. Listen to Tiffany Cross.
It's so disheartening to me. It's frustrating, one, because anytime we speak on this, it's like we, man haters and all this. But I feel such confidence in Black men. I've never bought into the idea that all these Black men are voting for Trump. Like, they vote overwhelmingly Democrat. We're pretty much in line with each other. What you all are saying is no, they are, and the data shows that there have been inroads among Black men. I want to ask why, because it is frustrating to me, and it feels heartbreaking, to be honest, because we are impacted by this system as well. It's not a matter of who's impacted worse. We're impacted differently. We sit at the intersection of being Black and being women. And so when men are frustrated with this system, it feels like they fight us. And I would put Stephen A. Smith in that category too. I'm mad at y'all for having joy. I'm mad at y'all for having success. I'm mad at y'all for surpassing us on college campuses. And so it's a small sect of men that are so angry and hurt that they're willing to align with the people who oppress us. What am I getting wrong? Because if you listen to Stephen A. Smith and you find anything other than some absolute, pure, self-hating, little dick energy nonsense from that half-witted idiot basking in the non-existent rays of his own ignorance, it is sad to me that he even gets an audience of Black men. Why aren't Black men right now saying, F Stephen A. Smith, we banning him, we not listening to his podcast, we're not watching his show anymore? That's what Black women do. We organize.
Yeah, but you asked the question why?
Yes, tell me why.
By the way, I love the usage of adjectives.
I'm sure I messed it up somewhere.
Woo. Even Angela Rye had to take a step back when she said that little energy. See how she's talking? Okay, so let's just keep it 100, okay? I keep it 100 on this channel. I do not sugarcoat things with you guys. A lot of Black women are seen as loud and combative and disagreeable, difficult to get along with. And this is not helping. This is not helping. Now, clearly not all of us are that way, but enough to whereas that is like the perception from a lot of people, even those within our Black communities. So I disagree with how Tiffany Cross spoke about this particular thing. See, this is what I have a problem with. People are acting like we are above critique. I mentioned it a few moments ago. No one's above critique. Why are we so angry with people and have an opinion? Is his opinion, is his show. Duh. And the Democrat Party hates true masculinity. They call it toxic. That's why a lot of Black men, I'm being honest with you, that's why they are moving to other religions, because a lot of these so-called Christian churches are not uplifting true manhood. So they're going to things like Islam and the Hebrew Israelites. They're doing that, unfortunately. We need to bring back true biblical manhood. That doesn't mean you grab your woman by the hair and boss her around. That's not it. That my man who does that is insecure and is not understanding what true manhood is. But back to the subject at hand. This is the problem of what is going on. Black men see that the Democrat Party is anti-man, anti-God, anti-family, anti-real men. They're like the other kind of man, the spicy ones. They love that kind, but they don't like the ones that go hunting and drink a beer and like football and masculine, the head of their homes, and they're Christian. Oh, they can't stand that. That's why they hated Charlie Kirk. He stood on business. That's what people are realizing is on the Democrat Party side. Even Judge Joe Brown. You guys remember Judge Joe Brown? He said that. He said he had to leave the Democrat Party and become an independent because they are anti-man. And real men pick up on it. Oh, they'll have somebody like a Pete Buttigieg. I don't know how I get confused about how to say his name. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. And Tim Walz running around like a fairy. Oh, they'll have those. But this is what I dislike. This gather together. See, Black women, we gang up. We get together. She didn't say gang up, I don't think, but get together and try to have a movement to go up against things that they don't like. People are allowed to have free speech and voice their opinions. I am so tired. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why I think Black people do this. It is the history that they cannot let go of, the injustices of the past. So we have to overcompensate from the pains that our ancestors went through, which we did not go through personally. And even they didn't complain, not nearly as much. And they were going through it. And what we complaining about? We're not oppressed, except in some of us, not me personally. I'm talking about the clefty lefty liberal people are oppressed in our minds, not me personally, but I'm just saying people on the liberal side. They are trying to overcompensate for the injustices of the past by not even having a right critique, constructive criticism. There is nothing wrong with that of somebody Black. Then the clefty lefty liberal ones come out and say, we're going to boycott you. We're not going to watch your show. F you. She wants the Black men to say, F you, Stephen A. Smith. The well, it didn't happen because he didn't do anything wrong. How dare us be so idiotic? Get the hell over it. Slavery happened. Jim Crow happened. It happened. Move forward. It's just ridiculous, y'all. I really am trying not to get too emotional. I just want to give you guys an explanation of why Black people do this. Not all Black people, some of them. It's the liberal ones. The conservative Black people. Conservative people, to me, in my opinion, are better behaved, more common sense, more logical, less emotional. Okay, but this is my problem with the people who think like Tiffany Cross and Angela Rye and Bakari Sellers, and he's gonna let her just do whatever. They got Andrew Gillum, and she was saying Andrew Gillum is a great example of a Black man. Do y'all know what happened with Andrew Gillum in that governor's race in Florida, who he was caught with in the hotel room? See, I'm telling you, they like that kind of man. Oh, they like that kind. Look at MSNBC or BSNBC. 2 Black men on there telling the news, not one of them straight. Just saying. These are things I noticed, and I'm here tomorrow night and tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time doing a live show. Very interactive. Answer your questions, highlight your comments. So join me on most Mondays through Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on YouTube. Like the video, share this video, subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and make sure you select the all notification bell. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America, and march on, warriors.